Good morning, everyone. It is a great day to be a Blue Gold. We have exciting news today, and I'm just barely recovering from the men's basketball game last night, Coach. Don't put me in a hospital with these kinds of games, so it's good to see them. It was just a week ago that we were standing here, and a historic day at UW-Eau Claire. After a 25-year absence of baseball, we introduced our new head coach, Charles Bolden, and we've heard from all across the community the excitement and enthusiasm for bringing back a long-time tradition sports for this community. From the moment I accepted the job, people said, this is a baseball town, and we need to have it back. Well, today we are making history as well, because instead of leaning on our history, we're out to create some new history, and that is with the addition of women's lacrosse. Women's lacrosse is an important sport that a lot of people in Wisconsin don't know much about, and I have some learning to do myself. But women's lacrosse is the fastest growing sports in the NCAA. Over the last 10 years, I've got a number here somewhere. A whole bunch, no. There are 36,000 athletes playing women's lacrosse at the college level. So the group is large, but it's a new sport for Wisconsin, and we're hoping to make this be known as a lacrosse community in Eau Claire. How's that for a pun? In the last couple of years, UW, River Falls, and Lacrosse have added women's lacrosse. Candidly, I've been campaigning this. Is Robin here? Robin is not here. I asked her first day or two on the job if we were to expand a women's sports, which one would we expand? And I was expecting her to say women's rugby, and she said women's lacrosse. So it's been on my radar. I've been an advocate for this within the WIAC Council of Chancellors. I've known to be a pretty persuasive guy, and it's just unbelievable that I persuaded River Falls to add it before we could do it. But this is part of a broader strategy for this university. Excellence is at the center of our seal. We believe in doing everything with excellence. We know that we've got strong academics. We are the nation's #1 undergraduate research institution. Just last week, we were recognized in the top 5 in the country for institutions that produce Fulbright scholars for our student body. That's among all master's level institutions. But we're also about excellence in athletics. I believe that women's lacrosse will be that next chapter. Just last night, the athletic director asked me which of the 3 sports that I think would be in competing for a national championship. And out of respect to the other sports we're adding, I'm not going to reveal it, but we have $1 placed on that, and which one's going to go first. Fictitious, because we can't actually do that in NCAA athletics. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. You'd have to report to the President's Council, which I'm now I serve on, so that would be a bad idea. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our athletic director, who has an exciting introduction of our Blue Gold coach. And I just want to say up front, sometimes I have to do some coaching about the school colors. And let me tell you, this is a Blue Gold family that's coming into the broader Blue Gold family. And it's a pleasure to welcome them all to UW-Eau Claire on the coldest day of winter. Dan, podium's yours.
Nice. You're right. They get 10 pluses for their attire. Good morning. I want to thank all of you for being here. Especially, thankful for Chancellor Schmidt, Vice Chancellor Colomb, Vice Chancellor Haven. Kim Way is here from our foundation. Also, a great support from David Miller in Human Resources. This is, I've said it before, I've usually started sports 1 at a time, not 3 at a time. So I've had to lean on a lot of administrative help and to move the process along. But starting 3 new intercollegiate sports is not an easy process. Today we embark on a new territory, not only for myself, as I've never been in a leadership role where I've had lacrosse, but I'm excited that this brings a new sport to the region and statewide, the entire sports landscape. Women's, as the Chancellor alluded to, women's lacrosse is the largest growing female sport in intercollegiate athletics. And at the NCAA Division III level, there's 440 schools, and a little over 200 play lacrosse right now. and we joined UW River Falls and UW Lacrosse in the state with putting that together. So that it's an exciting time. I anticipate, as the chancellor said, he's very persuasive, that we may have other schools that will be joining those ranks as he looks at it, as we all look at it, as an enrollment initiative in a way to advance the institution. So, but as we started the national search to lead, to find a coach to lead a program, the same criteria was used. It's about expertise and passion. And this is our first hire in women's lacrosse. So the search was challenging at times. Why? It's to create interest, to get a lacrosse person to move to -10 this morning, I think, in Wisconsin, when it's predominantly an East Coast, east of the Ohio River type sport, or west, say from Colorado out to California. So it was a challenge to have people to think of Wisconsin as a destination as a lacrosse coach. We had a small pool, but a robust applicant pool. After the interview process, the search committee, going over all the video Skype interviews and all the things that we went through on the questions and answer, it just became totally clear to me and the search committee that Aubrey Neubert is our choice as the coach. She does come from Division I and Division II ranks, where she was actually a head coach at Truman State. That the chancellor and I are very familiar with Truman State, with their leadership down there. And she brings, you're right, they win the Blue Gold Award, Family Award right now with them dresses. Her husband, Jonathan, her children, Emma and Sarah. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Audrey Neubert. What? Aubrey. Jeez, I just was reading the wrong backwards on my own script. So, Aubrey, come on up. All right. Congratulations. Hey, Jim, you get that picture out of the way. How's that sound? And then we'll let Aubrey make her comments. All right? Good. All right.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, if I was up in front of a lot of people and they asked me my name, I might say my name was Audrey as well. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. I'm humbled. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm ready. I am ready to take this women's lacrosse team to the furthest reaches. And we are excited to be here. When the opportunity came up for this program and my husband's employment as well with moving here to Eau Claire, it was a perfect fit. It was like the glove slipped on. And we had been kind of searching for what we were going to be doing. And this fell into our laps, and I believe in taking every opportunity that comes in life. And that's what my parents taught me. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family and their support. I'm grateful for my parents, who are warm in Arizona right now. I'm grateful for my in-laws and my siblings and all that I have. I'm excited to get wonderful women here who are ready to take their passion for lacrosse and push that to the max while excelling in their academics and in the road beyond. Because we are student athletes, and that's really what we focus on. And the student is first, and the athlete is second. But I want my athletes to have championships in their hands. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited about the recruiting process that's coming up. I'm excited about our nationwide. We'll be looking for wonderful recruits, and we've already started combing through wonderful lists and applications and girls who will be wonderful blue golds. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm happy to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, I'd like to take this time. We can open up for questions. Coach Neubert, Dan, or Chancellor Schmidt. Yeah.
Aaron Rosen with the Telegram.
Yeah.
What made it such a perfect fit?
You know, we knew that my husband, and he had accepted a position here, and that was about April of last year. And so we had already started looking around the area, trying to figure things out, and in October saw the announcement. And since I'm already at the University of Michigan right now with an incredible coaching staff there and learning more than I could have imagined, when I saw it come up, we debated for a while. And I said, man, I don't know. We have 2 little girls still in the house, and we really love our family. And after talking to Dan, and he said, this is a family school. We envelop the families here, and we have felt that since the moment we've been on campus. just completely loved and taken care of for it. So once we knew we were coming here and we saw this opportunity, we jumped at it and we were ready to go. We felt good about it, and we're trusting that the stars have aligned for a reason. So thanks. Great question. I didn't. They didn't have to. Blue and gold, blue and maize. Yes, I know. But Grandma got us all ready. Yeah, and they look great, right? Look good. Thanks. Good question.
What do you foresee the challenges being? Obviously, lacrosse kind of being a newer sport to this area.
Yep.
What's going to be the challenge, kind of maybe educating the people onto what this can bring to them?
Yeah, the challenge is there will be many challenges, and they're all going to pop up in the worst possible times, as it is with all things. But I think the challenge, most importantly, or the biggest one, will be getting, I don't want to say getting the community on board, because Eau Claire is a very inclusive community, and it is a very loving community, and I see that and I feel that. And when I see the support of the school, of the media, of everybody, I realize that getting the community on board with a good thing isn't actually that hard to do in Eau Claire. And getting recruits on board with that, starting it at the high school level, since there is no high school lacrosse currently in Eau Claire. We'll definitely be reaching out to the different schools in the area, doing camps, inviting them out to things to get the excitement and get the sport growing at a high school level, and then down to a middle school level. So thank you. Great question. Yeah. You guys want to rock, paper, scissors for it? Okay.
I guess on the other side of that, talk about maybe the most exciting part of you of starting a program from scratch, and a little about that.
Yes, the most exciting part about starting a program from scratch is I can really shape it and mold it into what my vision is. And I like to play a very fast style of lacrosse, very basic. So if I can stick to that at a high speed, we're all good. And it's easy for me to bring that in as the first head coach, rather than trying to change the different ideas and scaffolding that we already have for other teams when another coach has been doing it for a very long time. So I see the blank slate as a wonderful, wonderful thing. Great question.
How are you hoping to recruit? It's going to be tough finding talent here, at least in the very near future.
Yes, we're definitely going to be looking outside of Wisconsin. We do know, we're very aware of the seniors right now graduating and other college admissions and deadlines, and everything's starting to come out, those acceptance letters. But there are wonderful lacrosse players all over who are wanting to play at a collegiate level. So I will definitely be looking mostly on the East Coast as well on the West Coast, but I will be focusing out of state for that for sure.
Do you have a plan to grow it within Wisconsin in Eau Claire?
Yes, definitely. And that's where we'll be at the high school levels, running camps, running clinics with the team. And that will be a big outreach that we will have in volunteering at the high school and middle school level to expose the girls to this. And, it's a wonderful thing about lacrosse right now is it's growing so quickly that a lot of students will come to high school and they won't be able to play sports because they haven't been able to compete at a club level, compete at a travel team level. And since it's growing so fast, it actually provides an opportunity for those girls who have not had the chance or the resources or finances to pay for those travel and those club teams. And so it's an awesome sport for girls who are ready to jump into something and want to get behind a great thing in their high school years and have that come with them all the way up to high school or to college. So I think we'll be able to grow it very quickly. Yeah.
Give us a little bit of your background in the sport.
Yeah. Yes, a little bit of background on my sport. It all came about. I played softball in high school. That was my love. That was my passion. I destroyed my ankle in a very horribly sad game. And I played shortstop. And I thought I would play college softball as shortstop. When I got to college, I saw that there was an opening for a lacrosse team. And they needed a goalie. And I thought it's a lot easier to stop a ball in this size than a whole shortstop area. And it worked, and it was right. So I played like a softball girl, playing goal. So I played at Brigham Young University and started out, we went to that was our first year at the national championship, my first year playing, 4-year starter, played all the way through. We went to the national tournament every single year I played. Then I ended up coaching as well, running defense and goalie for them. For 2 years, we moved for my husband's training, and went to Truman State for a little bit. Then we moved again for more training, and very highly trained, but highly trained and highly moved. And we ended up at University of Michigan then, and incredible time there with the coaching staff. And they've got 2 national championships. Last year took 3rd. This year, hoping they're taking 1st. I'm rooting for them right now. So really excited about those girls. They're a great group, great coaching staff. So I've definitely had a lot of tutors along the way and a lot of people who took chances and said, I see some potential, I'm going to go for that. And that's what we're going to be doing here too. Yeah.
Can I ask either of you, it sounds like you don't have experience in women's lacrosse. How did you know what to look for in a coach? Okay.
Well, you know, I kind of said it. I mean, the criteria doesn't really change for when we're going to search for a head coach. You got to have passion. You got to have expertise. Each, you know, going through these job searches, going through last year's football search. We're going to be going through tennis search here soon in the summer. It's about the same thing. Let's look at the level of expertise. How does that translate to our situation and our culture? And then what level of passion and intensity do they bring? She answered it best. I mean, because Colin asked the question about starting a new program, what's better? I mean, in certain instances, starting a program from scratch, you put your own stamp on it. You know, you're not taking over from a previous culture and then trying to change it, and it takes maybe a little bit longer. So during this search process, we look the same way as we look for every hire. And, you know, Tim Fader sitting in the audience here, the passion, the expertise, it was all there when we hired him. And it's the same goes for Coach Bolden last week for baseball, and now Aubrey for lacrosse. And I'm looking for that same type of situation. Maybe in the next week or so, we'll be announcing men's soccer.